the ground shake.
Hi, I did my Max 6. We're back at the Mecca, and this is another episode of the Almost Unfair Advantage by Project AD. And I got my boy Joe here, and we have some new blood today, Joe.
We have a very special guest today.
Who did you bring?
We have got
Bada boom!
the realest one in the room.
How you doing? Enzo, baby. Formerly known as Enzo Amore, if you've seen my work.
Yeah, many of you may recognise him if you're a big wrestling fan. He was the go-to guy. He's not too bad on the mic. He can talk a little.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying? You get me to, Heaven's Gates and I'll talk my way in, man. That's my game plan. Living life on the edge, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Want a little piece of real estate on the edge there.
So I thought it was pretty cool today because all we normally do is have bodybuilders on the show to show a different type of athlete. Having known Eric now for just over a year now. He came on board with us when he was actually taking some time out of wrestling, and thought it'd be cool to come on and shed some light onto the background of the professional wrestling scene and what Eric's got going on at the moment, like how he would stay in shape on the road, train, what life was like living
we were just
that
talking
life.
about that, right?
Yeah.
Living in that hotel room.
So typically, like, how would your
let's start with this. Okay, when you are in the developmental system of the wrestling world nowadays, it's called WWE NXT. If you're in the WWE developmental, NXT has a fucking huge weight room, man. A beautiful facility, a place where you can live, eat, breathe, sleep pro wrestling. There's 7 rings. You can get in there, go over your match with another guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is a different world, and they're probably going to put out the best product because of it, because those guys are in the best shape. They're in the gym working out every day, and then they're getting in the ring with guys that they're familiar with getting in the ring with, right?
Yeah.
When you're in the WWE on the main roster of Monday Night Raw and or doing SmackDown 2, you're constantly finding it hard to get good meals in, your nutrition to be on point, and your workouts. You got to find different gyms in every different city that you're in.
So people watching back home probably are saying, okay, so you've got SmackDown and you've got Raw. You might wrestle once or twice a week, but that's wrong, right?
No. So we wrestled on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday and Tuesday were Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, where you might not wrestle or have a match at Monday, but you have to be there at noon and be there until the show's over at 11 p.m. You know what I mean? So if you're an athlete, it's a luxury to be in an NBA arena and get access to a lot of those cool gyms to go work out at. And you got all day, you got to be at Monday Night Raw. I'll be working out at the Memphis Grizzlies arena, working out in the Canada Center and the Staples Center. When you have those opportunities, that's cool. But 9 times out of 10, what I ended up doing on the road to stay in shape, because ultimately where my career path took me was I became a cruiserweight, and I had to lose weight on TV visually. So I ended up stop lifting because my body was broken, bro. I was on the road, had 150 plus matches in a year, knees, elbows, just little things.
So just to backtrack for a guy, because they might not understand like the wrestling's history. So what? Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, you land on an airplane in whatever city that. Let's just say you have a show in Boston. You land in Boston on Friday. Then you're going towards Connecticut on Saturday night. And then you did Hartford, Connecticut on Saturday. And then on Sunday you did Albany, New York, and you went up towards New York. And then you came back down for Monday Night Raw at the Prudential Center in New Jersey.
Right.
And then SmackDown was in Philadelphia. And you drive your own rental car to all these places, and you choose where you want to rest your head at night. If I don't want to make the whole drive from Albany to Philly, maybe I'll stop in Jersey and stay near New York.
So it's pretty much fending for yourself.
Fend for yourself. They pay you to show up and have a wrestling match. You're an independent contractor. They pick you up, put you in the ring, and that's all we're paying you for. No health, no insurance, no benefits, no rental car, no hotel room, and to me it's brilliant. I don't see people want to hate on that, and you can hate on Vince McMahon all you want. To me, he's a genius. I mean, he made wrestlers independent contractors to avoid having to pay for benefits and making them full-time employees, and then he put a staff together of full-time employees and writers and staff members and producers and cameramen and truck drivers, and so this guy is putting so much food in so many people's mouths. Like, how could you ever sit there and say like the empire that he's built is evil, whereas we come into a city like New York City and it's a union that has to come in and build the set, because that's how New York City works. It's a union, and we got to pay for union workers everywhere we go. So those people are getting work that day too, if you're a paid union worker, right? So it's a double-edged sword when it comes down to it.
How often, man, then did people like fail to show up? I mean, because shit just happens.
Dude,
right?
you ain't
When
gonna
you're on
leave
the road.
$5 grand on the table. You
No,
ain't gonna leave
not
10
even
grand.
by
You ain't gonna
choice,
leave
but
3 grand.
Not even by choice, though. It's like
It's not a matter of by choice. You didn't get sick, or like you didn't call out sick because Vince McMahon never called out sick a day in his life. And you want to get to the top of where you're at in pro wrestling, to get to that pinnacle, to be The Rock. You see the Dwayne Johnson work ethic. Well, if you implement that work ethic in that system and in that world, you'll earn the respect of your peers, or you'll earn that undeniability that you are reliable. And that world, being reliable means more than anything else does.
So did you ever? I get such bad anxiety from that, because like I'd be like scared roads were closed, or I'd be stuck in a jam. Like,
I mean, you're gonna miss travel complications. You're
That's
gonna
what I'm
be,
talking about.
and that's the thing is the wrestlers are flying in from all over the place. We can live wherever we want, because if the show's gonna be in Boston, doesn't matter if I live in LA or Florida. Either way, we're flying there.
yeah, but I mean, geez, it's a lot of
So
responsibility.
a lot of guys that
Everyone
are
to be
wrestlers
there.
like to live in good airport cities. So you'll find a lot of wrestlers in Atlanta. That people love the Tampa airport.
Yeah.
You'll find a lot of wrestlers in honestly, dude, Florida and Tampa, Florida, all over Florida, Orlando and Atlanta, like those airports and travel situations are most convenient for them, I think, because we do a lot of international travel as well.
How did you deal with like?
So back to working out, right?
I was just gonna say, how did you deal? That was my next question. Was gonna be, how did you deal with like keeping on a food schedule and things? Because some of these guys were like classed as body guys, so they had to look like they're on the front of a magazine cover all year round. Like, how did you used to manage that?
Yeah, some of these guys are savages. Like people like Sheamus, I remember you'd see him. Like, dude, I remember one day there was a stepper, like a Stairmaster stepper, that was put in one of these giant hotels. We were staying in like India or somewhere, and we're in this giant hotel room, and you look down and you just see Sheamus at like 4 a.m. on the stepper by himself. Like, I'm like, bro, like what? I'm like hammered drunk, you know what I'm saying? Like coming in from the night before, like holy shit.
So
dude.
is that side of
You only see the
wrestling,
world,
right?
yeah. There's that side of wrestling because you only see the world for the first time once. So I must say, the first time I went around the world, I bent my elbow in every city I was in. You know, I was definitely in Paris having a drink, in Rome. You know, it was a blast. It was a blessing, but it's tiresome. And once you squeeze out that life out of it, all that life that you can out of it, it's hard to maintain, because then it becomes a life. Yeah. And if you don't get out of it, you're going to get trapped in it. And you're going to do that shit forever. And you're going to work for another man forever, and your ideas are going to be somebody else's ideas. And, you know, you're going to be handed a script, and that's fine, because who wouldn't, you know, some people are Days of Our Lives and All My Children. Like, All My Children, they're on that show getting paid as characters for 30, 40 years reading these scripts that people hand them. But we blur the line of what's real and what's not with pro wrestling and characterization. And so the plot thickens a lot, and things backstage, and being with the same people all day, every day, working with people that, you know, it's constant and it never stops, and it's all enthralling. So guys like Sheamus and or guys like The Big Show, who, you know, the Big Show's a freak of nature. He's a bad example, but a guy like Sheamus is a great example of a guy who, you know, works really hard, works his ass off and diets. Guys like Seth Rollins, diet their asses off. They get like their meal plan. They bring it in a keto. You know, Finn Balor's the best example. He's a super freak dieter. He brings his meals with him. They're in a keto thing. You know what I'm saying? He keeps it cold. He brings it on the road. That's all he eats. He's on his note. And for me, I was what fast food is open right now? I forgot to eat today. I've been huffing caffeine all day. You know.
Yeah, when we first connected, we were talking a lot about diet, and you said you pretty much just eat one meal a day, right?
Yeah, man. I would basically start huffing down my first cup of coffee at like 7 a.m. I'm an early morning cat. I wake up at like 7 or 8, and I start drinking coffee, manifesting my ideas, and writing. And my best thought tank hours are between 7 and like noon. So I try to use that time. And then after that, I'll go to the gym. And I'll either wake up early, get the gym out of the way, and use that think tank time, or I'll get the gym. It's all in the same session because I own a gym. Shout out to State of Fitness, my partner Dez, and shout out Robbie Max and Wonder at Cinderella Man Studio. If you're ever in North Bergen, New Jersey, you want to get a workout in, State of Fitness Boxing Club on 73rd. It's not just a boxing club, and you won't get punched in the face. There's good people there, you know what I mean? So, yeah, at the gym, man, I wake up and I live across the street. So I wake up, I walk across the street to the gym. And when we get that time to think and work out, that's the most important hours. And then realize, oh shit, I'm hungry. I forgot to eat all day.
Because that's
It'll be 5 p.m., 4 p.m., and I'll be like, oh no, my stomach's growling. What do you do at that moment? Walk down the street and grab a slice of pizza. It's right there, bro. It's Jersey. So I eat like 2-3 slices of pizza sometimes a day, and that's it. And I'm nutty. I know it's terrible for you. I'm a tank running on caffeine.
I want to touch on that because it's really popular now. It's intermittent fasting and one meal a day is real popular, and it's actually trending. So comment below if you want me to do a video on the benefits of intermittent fasting, 16-8 protocols, one meal a day, autophagy, and how they can be adapted to a lifestyle, because I'll do a separate video on that. Because
he just spoke Chinese, so if you guys need translation, one meal a day.
Oh man,
there you go.
Yeah, just comment below, guys. I'll do a video on that in depth, going through
that's
the
badass,
science of and how we can make it work, and is it applicable for bodybuilding, muscle building, or for lifestyle purposes, weight loss. So me and Eric connected about a year ago, and he'd actually he'd finished in the WWE, so
I was as skinny as I had ever been. When I got done with wrestling, I was like, fuck, this is the first time in years I don't have to take my shirt off in a room filled with thousands of people. I'm gonna relax. And I didn't get fat, I just got skinny. That's the weird thing about me and my metabolism, bro. I don't know, I'm not an overeater, but when I do eat and overeat, it's like right before I pass out. And that might be my one meal a day. Let's eat until I lay down heavy. I like to lay down heavy,
Yeah, what I was going to touch on is I saw you when I was at Frank's house, and I used to love the wrestling, WWE. And we'd come in from the gym, and it used to be Monday Night Raw every Monday, and like Frank used to always watch the wrestling. And then Eric caught my attention one night. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Don't swear. We need the warning.
That's what I did. That's what happened. I made you go, what the is that?
Yeah.
Right?
It became a thing where every Monday I would come back in from training and sit and wait for him to come on. I said to Frank, like, one day I want to sponsor this guy. And he was
hell yeah.
And he was prime time on Raw. They used to give him the mic and he'd open the show. All eyes were on him. And so we connected while he was away from the WWE. He was going through something similar to Sean Roden's going through at the moment. And I think I wanted to talk to you quickly about how the transition was, and how you dealt with, and how people interacted with you when you were on top prime time, and then
Well, these are what true friends are. Joe reached out to me when I wasn't, on TV every single week. And
so what did you take from that experience, and what did you learn? Because Sean Roden's going through something very similar in bodybuilding at the moment.
In bodybuilding, in all walks of entertainment, so to say, when you take a stage and have a platform and an opportunity to put eyes on yourself, you got to remember that then you're also putting a target on your back. And when you do that, you just have to be conscious of who you're around, and you just say the thing. It's an old saying, is that know who you're in the car with. Where are you going? Because where you're going might not be where they want to go, and if you might have to take a pit stop on that ride, it might halter your entire drive. So I think that it's a silver lining for me, blessing in disguise. I probably would have killed myself if I would have kept wrestling, and I do mean like not this way, I mean this way. It's slamming my head, getting body slammed. It was just, taking years off my life and not having that opportunity to spend time with family. So being on the road 300 days in a year in 2017, coming straight off of that to, doing nothing and having a little coin put away to kind of, at least pay some bills and be around and chill. And now I'm with family. And that time was precious, and I met great friends like you who came and reached out to me. You find out who your real friends are when you hurt. And I was in a situation that was bittersweet, because I was happy every day of my life that I was in a wrestling ring in front of millions of people. I loved the life and I relished in it. But that might have been the end of me had I had not had this hiccup in the road that allowed me to sit back and look in retrospect at what it is that I accomplished, to be proud of what it was that I did, not be mad that it's over, but happy that it happened. Then to say, okay, you did that, now what's next? And you still got fans, you still got loyalty, people see through the bullshit. You have to be able to know that one tweet can change your life. One picture can change your life. One video can change your life. One,
comment,
incident, a mugshot, just these things, they live forever on the internet. You can't get rid of them. You can't erase what people say. So in order to understand that you're in a world where you're guilty till you're proven innocent, okay? One person makes an accusation, that gets the headline, not the rebuttal. The rebuttal doesn't take the headline. If you're a young athlete, if you're a young bodybuilder, anyone who's on these platforms, just know that when you go out and you drink and you're at a bar or that's where these things happen, where there's nightclubs that get shot up. And that's where these things happen, where guys meet a girl that they never met before and she says, hi, my name's Lindsay, and really her name is Joanne. How the fuck are you gonna know that? You're a celebrity in town for one night and you wanna get your D wet. That's all that it fucking boils down to, all right? And when you are a celeb, you're gonna have your pick at times. And if you start drinking and you're with people that you don't know, who's gonna stop you?
That's right.
From walking off with that girl who you don't know. So just be smart and just be conscious of that target.
It's really interesting now that this new generation, I know some of our friends are really top level, like young soccer players coming through in the UK, and they're actually taught this now as part of their scholarship, that if you're going to have relations with a female, I made up that F-bomb earlier.
That's right.
Then make sure you get something consensual via text or message, because that guy, you don't know, he might be a superstar in 2 or 3 years.
You make that mistake too,
and it's going to come back on you. But it just shows where we are now.
You have a one-night stand. If you are a celebrity, a one-night stand is not something you can do. And you're only famous for the first time once. You can only get so many chances to make these types of mistakes. So you can't do this twice if you're me. So you learn from your mistakes. You don't put yourself in situations where that can happen to you again.
That's right.
So that's all it boils down to. It's not like I did anything wrong. I didn't do shit wrong. Everybody knows I didn't do shit wrong. The police statement says I didn't do shit wrong. But an investigation was conducted because of a fucking tweet. A tweet.
Wow.
Not because I got called by police. The police never called my phone. They never called me once. They had to conduct an investigation based on a tweet. So if you just know this, going into situations, I'm not telling you to keep your guard up and be a dirtbag to women and not to. This ain't all women and this ain't all one night stands.
That's right.
But you have to know that this is a possibility.
That's
so
right.
if that is something that's weighing in the back of your mind, you're going to make decisions differently in the future. And if you don't, then a mistake is a mistake. If you don't learn from it, you didn't learn your lesson.
That's
and
right.
I learned mine. So I don't go out drinking with people I don't know. I used to be a guy who's Enzo Amore, and I couldn't explain to you what it was like to be this wrestler or to be that wrestler. I can only tell you what it was like being me. And there's no, ill-conceitedness in this statement when I say it, but life was different for me than other wrestlers. If I go to the fucking bar, people are like, Enzo, oh shit, can we get a beer, bro? You want a beer? And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. I'm having beers with strangers in Buffalo, New York, and, going out with people I don't know in Tennessee and Nashville. Yeah. And I'm just that guy. And I'm too naive to realize, like, oh, this could get you in some fucking trouble.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to have a good time all the time.
Yeah,
so you're going to find people who are, that was another thing, is that I just wanted to have a good time all the time.
Well, because everyone around you, you're the life and soul of every social situation, and you command attention, and you enjoy it. But
you don't always want to be that. All right, no. If we're talking to kids and/or young athletes and/or young aspiring athletes,
I remember you were back northeast, and the video went up, and you gave the guy the stunner in the bar, and he was in a bar, and there must have been 300-400 people there, just because he gave someone a stunner, and the whole place was going nuts. Like, he made everybody's day that day just because he was.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, when I remember when I first got done wrestling, and people were like, "You're done. You blah blah blah," and I was like, man, there ain't no fucking amount of money. People can't afford me, bro. I'm fucking done. And I said that, and it got taken the wrong way. What I mean is, wrestling for me was never about the money. I was passionate about what I did, focused, narrow-minded. That's all I wanted to do. It didn't matter. You didn't even have to pay me to do it. I would have done it for free. Like, wow. I wouldn't tell them that, but that was at that moment where that's where I was living. So when I say no one can pay me to wrestle, it's because I'm not for sale. I'm not doing shit for money. If the money ain't right, I ain't doing it either. So, you know what I mean? It's got to be a mixture and a blend of both those things at this point in my life. And and that passion isn't lost. Just the situations are not there. I don't look at pro wrestling, see a landscape where I can insert myself and say, this is going to be a good fit and I'm going to have fun. And I'm not going to have to be on the road 300 days in a year, kill my body, kill my mind, not have to be, around my family. I'm around family. And the silver lining of getting fired was I spent 5 months with my grandmother, who I would have never had that time with in the last 5 months of her life. And she lived across the street from me. So that means a lot to me. And in essence, wrestling, guys that stayed in shape and did that, wanted to look good, blah, blah, blah. I guess that keeps you in the game, that keeps you relevant, that makes you a better action figure, that makes you better in a video game, that makes your attributes higher in a video game.
One day there's got to be something what comes after, right?
Wrestling.
It always comes to something.
What comes after. And wrestling for me, I was thinking about what came after, dude, 4 years into it, 5 years into it, planning for a life in entertainment with music and writing scripts and TV.
So
and
tell the guys what you've been up to since. It's like last year, because you had music going on, you started a podcast. What have you got going on now?
Yeah, man. So I have a podcast that'll be launching based out of State of Fitness Boxing Gym, which is a great opportunity for me to let people see the life I lived. Those early mornings in the gym that are candid. No one gets to see that when you wake up early in the morning and you get that work in. I think it's a funny thought to think, like, wait a second, I'm waking up every day and I'm doing this, so why don't I just film it and let the world see it too? It's like, you're already doing it, why wouldn't you just film it and put it out there? It's like, I didn't really want to live my life like that. I didn't want to push I just got out of the limelight. Yeah. 2 years, out of the limelight, I'm kind of ready to dip my feet back into it. I've been writing scripts and screenplays and treatments, trying to make these pitches and pilots and these sizzle reels to get something big going, but those endeavors take a long time. Yeah. If you got a pilot or a sizzle and you got to sell that and it's got to go on Netflix, it's going to fucking take a while to make some shit cook. So in the meantime, I'm going to open up the doors to my world, and that's my boxing gym in New Jersey, where I went back home. I was living here when I met you, and I decided to go back home where I'm rooted and try to build a business an opportunity for people around me within, you know, never forget where you came from, you know, never forget your roots, you know. Money is the root of all evil, and I can't forget my roots because my roots ain't evil. So if I can give back in my community where I fucking grew up, that's where I'm at right now. Next opportunity that comes out here in Hollywood, I'm sure it will come, to get on the silver screen and or make movies and do those types of things. That's probably what's next for me. I've made the music the past 2 years of my life. I've gotten millions of streams, and that's more than a lot of artists can ever say with their first song and their first music video. So am I giving up on music? Oh fuck no. Am I not making music right now? I'm always making music. I'm never gonna not be making music. Am I releasing it? Do I have a plan to release shit? It's like those are the things that get, you know, dicey. You know, how you get your distribution and how that gets put out onto all platforms, or do you just drop it on TuneCore and take the money and put it in your pocket? You know, it's 2020. You can just release music now, and you don't need a label. It's a brand new world. YouTube, opportunity, monetization.
Make it happen yourself, right?
Yeah, that's the motto right here. You know, when you're knocking on opportunity's door and they ain't coming to answer, kick the fucking door down. And then, you know, get in the kitchen and start cooking. You know, cook your own opportunities. People don't need to give them to you. You can make them.
On that note,
That's a really interesting. Thank you, Joe, for bringing this. It's a very interesting world that he's from. You know, and
yeah,
I think
you know
people
what? I
don't know
just
much
wanted
about
to show
it.
something different, and then
Yeah.
also for people just in the fitness community to get to know Eric.
And
because
that's in the
there's a-
fitness community. Welcome to a deck of cards. Finish
Yes.
this with the workout.
Yeah.
What do I do to stay in shape? When you met me, you asked me about my workouts, and this still remains to this day a staple in my workout. At that time, it was the only thing I was doing.
So comment below once you watch this. If you go and try the deck of cards, how quick you can do it, time it, because we're
Yes,
going to watch
I get it under 15 minutes. Okay, so here's what you do. It works a lot better if you have somebody flipping them for you. You're gonna save time. But aces are 11, king, queen, jack, 10. Every other card self-explanatory. 2, 3, 4, 5. Burpees for the hearts. Diamonds, bodyweight squats. Red, you're on your feet. Black, you're on your back. Clubs are sit-ups. Spades are leg raises. 106 of each exercise. Do it in under 15 minutes. Great workout. Get it in your hotel room. Get the fuck out the door. Don't waste any time and day trying to look good. You know, you look good, feel good. This will make you look good. Guaranteed. Do it every day of your life. You're a certified G.
Why did you start doing the deck card workout?
Because I'm a certified G.
No, that's not the reason you gave me off camera.
Because my body, my joints, man. I was lifting weights my whole life. Sets of 8, sets of 11, sets of 12. You know, bench press, incline.
And you couldn't leave your
dumbbells.
hotel room, right? Because there's
So
fans
then,
and
yeah.
stuff
So
like
then
Right.
you start getting into a life on the world in the WWE. As I mentioned, the NXT has that opportunity, the Performance Center, to go out there and be the best version that you want to be on TV as a wrestler, physically, mentally, in the game, psychologically, with the other wrestler, dictating those crowds, cheers, and shit. Because it's all consuming. When you're on the road in the Raw, SmackDown, blah blah blah, you got to find these hotel rooms. You got to find these gyms. You got to find these places to eat. I said, fuck it all. I ate DiGiorno in the hotel room, and then I didn't want to leave the hotel because there'd be fans in the gym, staying at the same hotel, you know, taking pictures, and I never say no to a picture. So I'm too nice. If I go to LA Fitness, I'm not even going to get a workout in
That's
at
right.
that time, because if we're in your city, it's because there's a wrestling show there. So everybody's at the LA Fitness waiting for the wrestling show.
Yeah.
So I stay in the fucking gym, at the hotel, and if I didn't even want to do that, then it was in the hotel room. Put a few pillows down and do the burpees, do the squats, blah blah blah. 15 minutes in and out of the hotel. One-stop shop, Marriott Rewards. I didn't have to check out till 4 p.m., bro. I'd be in there like an introvert, man, in every city, every state.
Wow.
So now we're going to go into gold and do the deck of cards.
There-
I'll
How are we gonna do the deck of cards right now?
I can't. I've got injuries.
Oh, bullshit. I'll do a deck of cards in 15 minutes.
We'll get it done.
Eric, thank you so much for coming on
All
the channel
up, man.
today,
It's
man.
my pleasure. My pleasure.
Very, very cool. Joe, thank you.
got to eat. Take a stick. You want to stack ground? Alright, you can throw them there if you want. It'll probably look good visually. What? If you do throw them on the ground. Yeah, throw them on the ground. Yeah, good to go. I'm yelling the soup. I'm not yelling. Say whatever horse, whatever done. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll start at a time. You just throw. You know, as I go. Deck of cards in under 15 minutes, right?
So deep in the night, headlights flash against the wall. I show you where it's dark. You swear you'll be brave. You're straight from the lights. And I'm a creature of the night. Let's start a revolution. I swear I'll be brave. These cold hard hands may need a favor. Give them purpose, be my savior. So I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. It'll mean the world to me if you can set me free. Let me be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. Presents tonight. Keep pushing through the neon lights. Let's finish what we started. I swear I'll be brave. These cold hard bones may need a favor. Give them purpose, be my savior. So I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. It'll mean the world to me if you can set me free. Let me be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. If I can be somebody, be somebody, just what you like. So I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. Somebody dark. You swear you'll be brave, straight from the light. And I'm a creature of the night. Let's start a revolution. I swear I'll be brave. These cold hard hands may need a favor. Give them purpose, be my savior. So I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. And leave the world to me. If you can set me free, let me be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. That's
10 hearts.
This ends tonight. Keep pushing through the neon lights. Let's finish what we started. I swear I'll be brave. These cold hard bones may need a favor. Give them purpose, be my savior. So I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. And leave the world to me. If you can set me free, let me be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. If I can be somebody, be somebody, be somebody, just would you like? So I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. And leave the world to me. If you can set me free, let me be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight. I can be somebody tonight, tonight, tonight.
Timekeeping, Dave. 13:05:90.
That's crazy.
And that's a wrap.
I could never do that. That is
That's how it's
nuts,
done,
dude.
dog. Still ready to go. I'm main event WrestleMania tomorrow, boy.
So the challenge has been set. 13 minutes and 6 seconds.
To beat.
Post your times below, and also post any topics you want covering below, whether it's the intermittent fasting, you want to touch on ketogenic diets, any nutritional protocols. Leave your requests, guys, because I'll cover them. So we're at your beck and call this time.
All right.